Swan Island is one of the main industrial areas of Portland, Oregon. Located near the confluence of the Willamette and Columbia rivers, it is a natural location for port and shipbuilding facilities. It is here that industrialist Henry J. Kaiser established 3 of his 7 West Coast shipyards just prior to World War II. 2 of the yards, located just across the Columbia in Vancouver, Washington, produced the famous Liberty ships and the Casablanca-class escort carriers. The 3rd, located on Swan Island, was the production facility for the T-2 tankers built between December of 1942 and November of 1945. These were copies of tankers built for the Sun Oil Company and were thus known as Sun tankers. Kaiser had constructed his Portland facility on land belonging to the port of the city of Portland, with the assistance of $23 million from the U.S. Marine Corps. After the war, the city of Portland bought Kaiser's facility and operated it as a common user ship repair facility. In turn, this was leased to a number of marine repair and construction firms. The city eventually sold the former Kaiser facilities to Cascade General in 1999. This company continues to operate the shipyard today. The Kaiser Swan Island shipyard was considered an emergency yard and one of 4 around the country built specifically for the manufacture of the T-2 Sun tankers. Because of the danger of fire aboard these ships, a danger that was exacerbated by combat conditions, shipbuilders felt it necessary to use the fireproof material wherever possible. Asbestos insulation was installed along bulkheads and between decks and wrapped around the some 13 miles of pipes in each ship. It was used to pack boilers, turbines, and heaters. For nearly 5 decades, asbestos blankets and molds were used to shield cabins and other shipboard components. The conspiracy to suppress health-related information by the asbestos industry was exposed in 1977. However, there are strong indications that the U.S. government, fearing labor unrest, also chose to withhold information. In a 1941 memo entitled Asbestos, U.S. Chief of Preventive Medicine C.S. Stevens stated that asbestos workers were not being properly protected, but that President Roosevelt himself had suggested that sharing such information might not be the best policy. In 1943, the government finally issued safety standards suggesting that shipyard workers wear respirators when working with asbestos. The shipbuilding industry generally ignored these standards until the Occupational Safety and Health Administration began enforcing them in the 1970s. The reason ultimately came down to money. According to former shipyard worker Charles A., who has testified in a number of legal actions across the asbestos industry, it was a lot cheaper to let them work unprotected. The companies figured, sure, some of the workers will die, and fewer will sue us. It is still cheaper than buying protective gear. Anyone whose jobs took them below decks for any length of time runs the highest risks from asbestos exposure. This includes welders, marine carpenters, painters, construction workers, and machine operators. Thank you for watching. This video was produced by Asbestos.Net, a leading resource on all aspects of asbestos and mesothelioma. Our priority is to inform victims about the devastating effects of asbestos exposure, mesothelioma, asbestos cancer, asbestosis, and other asbestos-related diseases, and to advise them with a wealth of information. Individuals whose lives have been touched by mesothelioma have numerous questions and concerns. Their caregivers and family members also need accurate, reliable information. If you or a loved one have been diagnosed with mesothelioma or asbestos cancer and need more information, we invite you to visit and explore the thousands of pages of oncologist-reviewed material on Asbestos.net, to call our convenient toll-free number shown below and speak with a mesothelioma specialist, or to use the simple contact form found at Asbestos.net to request a free copy of our informative books, custom inserts, and DVD. Asbestos.net. Information and help for patients and families.